Hello and welcome back to Destin Business Forum, a television show for members of the Destin Chamber of Commerce, brought to you by our good friends at Cox Communications. I'm Shane Moody, President and CEO of the Chamber, and glad to be your host. I got no idea where this next session is going to go. When these two show up, we just see they're already laughing. We just don't know. Ken Wampler and Jeanne Dailey from Newman-Dailey. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Glad to have you with us as always. I think last time you were on the show, I was a substitute MC then too. So
you were?
Maybe this is a trend.
Yeah,
maybe
we
this is a
planned
planned it. Exactly. But everybody in the community knows who Newman-Dailey is, but refresh the memory, or maybe there's a vacationer in town that's flipping channels and caught this. Tell us a little bit about who Newman-Dailey is and what you guys do.
Well, Newman-Dailey is a real estate management company, and what that means is that we do real estate sales, listings and resales. We do vacation rental, we do long-term leasing, and we do association management. So anything to do with real estate and the management there, we're involved in that, and we do it from Fort Walton Beach to Rosemary Beach.
Rosemary, okay. So you're Okaloosa County and Walton County. I was going to say Bay County, in Walton County. So it looks like tourism's up this year. You guys are pretty full. I know, Ken, when we've been talking about it, just hard to find a vacancy just about anywhere. What's that doing for you?
It's been fantastic, and the trend that we've seen this year, and I think it's across both counties, is that the booking window is still short. And it's a lot shorter than what we would have anticipated. One would think that once occupancy gets to a certain level and your capacity stops growing, that your booking window would actually get longer like it did in 2004 and 2005. But that's not the case, and started off this spring with late booking windows. So, our business pattern has been really stressful from an operating standpoint, but from at the end of the month scenario, they're all ahead. And we project that we'll probably be 17% ahead of where we were last year. But let me just tell you, each month doesn't start that way.
Right.
It's been stressful, and we came into the year like pacing 15% ahead on the rental side from where we were in previous years.
Right.
Greatest pace ahead of where we'd ever been. And then it was like a light switch just turned off, and we think the government shut down and the road construction and those kind of things compounded, and thank God somebody turned the light switch back on. It came back, like Ken said.
Well, with Easter being so late too, spring break was really spread out, and did that affect you at all? Was that a bad thing or a good thing, or
Actually,
even overall?
From an operations thing, it's actually better.
Yeah.
Right.
We'd rather have Easter later in the month or earlier in March, if you will, so we can spread the 6 weeks out versus everybody trying to come in the last week of March and the first week of April. That's our occupancy and our revenue will be down if it's all in the last week of March, the first week of April. So it's actually to our benefit. Because the other thing that impacts us is obviously staffing levels. Everybody's struggling to get the right person, and sometimes just getting a person is a challenge. So if we can spread it out, it makes it how much better for everybody.
Right. And 30 years in business, is that right?
34.
34 years in business. What do you think's led to your success?
Having great people, in the organization.
It's so
really
important.
the key. And, I was fortunate enough to start the business when, we had one traffic light, one grocery store, and nobody had ever heard of Destin, which is silly to say, it sounds like, but because I've been able to grow with it, and we've been able to build the world-class, community here through help of the chamber and other community leaders, and so it's been great. But if you don't have good people that you're surrounded with, you can't grow the business. And truthfully, that's been our number one challenge recently, and especially in our association management division. Ken can speak to it more than I, but it's difficult finding enough staff.
Yeah. And I'm glad you talked about good people, because I've been lucky enough, because of our friendship over the years, to know a lot of people that have worked for you, worked for the company. And so I agree with that wholeheartedly. You've always had great people around. And you mentioned Ken and association management. What do you do for association management? What do you guys provide?
Well, we obviously provide management of the association and the affairs of the association, which is, for a condo, it's everything outside of the door of the condominium. So it's the exterior of the building, the landscaping, the pool, and whatnot. For HOAs, single-family homes, it's everything basically outside of the footprint of what that owner owns. And so it becomes, from a service and a maintenance standpoint in a condo, to a covenants, conditions, and restrictions enforcement from an HOA.
And there's nothing complicated about it at all, is there?
Because everybody buys into an association. They know exactly what they're getting into. They all want to follow the same rules, it makes for
They love following the rules.
Yeah, they love following the rules. Exactly. Okay, you touched a little bit, and I've never heard you describe it before as a real estate management company. I think that's a great, because you're all phases of that. Yeah. How are things in real estate around town?
They're great. It's really been a strong market still. Properties are generally not on the market for very long. It's still a seller's market. Still a lot of cash buyers coming in, or they're putting minimal, or getting a minimal mortgage, like 50 to 60% mortgage, and the rest is cash down. So even if and when the recession does come, which one always does, so we've had a strong 11, 12-year cycle now, but it's more of the traditional buyer that we've had, and not the investment flipper.
Right.
People are buying properties in this area because they want the quality of life, they want to own a second home, and our market's just still very strong, both in Okaloosa and Walton County. Lot sales, condominium sales, home sales, all of it.
A lot of new construction, too.
I was just going to say, a lot of new construction and a lot of development coming out, too. And then, of course, with all the St. Joe property, it's going to explode in Walton County.
Yeah, and I think almost every vacant lot in my neighborhood, Holiday Shores, has got a for sale sign on it now. So it's when I see the vacant lots and the new construction, that's where I see things, maybe it is a pretty good market out there.
Yeah.
So, Destin's a town full of tourist magazines. Okay, I mean, we've got them in my office. Everybody comes in and picks those up. But you guys are a little unique because you print your own magazine for the people who vacation with you.
Well, actually, we have full distribution. So we actually distribute it in Atlanta at Kroger's.
So
we have a contract with Kroger's in the Atlanta, Alpharetta, Powder Springs area. Roswell, and then we distribute here locally with some of our partners like Fudd Puckers and Lulu's, Dewey, Destin's, and Whole Foods. And so we distribute it so it looks like just a generic magazine, but it's actually our piece, and it helps promote select vacation rentals, promote real estate sales, association management, our long-term rental division. So, and it's got really great, interesting articles in it. We always pick a topic and a theme for the year. So this year it's kind of golf to table, farm to table. And so we're focusing a lot on the fishing industry to help coincide with the Okaloosa County TDC's kind of focus too, and
a lot of good things.
And then the food, scene that we have here. I know, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right, really quickly, because we're almost out of time, and I know RJ's going to throw it on the screen. How do people get in touch with you? Somebody might be watching and wants to get in touch with you.
Obviously, there's a multitude of ways. Easiest is 850-837-1071. And when you call, obviously, they connect you to whoever you're looking for relative to services. You can go to NewmanDailey.com as a website, or you can go to Destin Vacation, or you can go to Destin Sales, or you can go to Destin Management to find out, get in touch with us. And clearly, you can come by and visit us if you'd like.
Absolutely.
We encourage walking.
My office.
And NewmanDailey.com leads you to all of those sites.
Wonderful. Listen, thank you two very much. Thanks for what you do in the business world, what you do for the community, and I appreciate your friendship.
We appreciate you.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.